When you're in a pack like this, especially when you're a rookie. Oh, there it goes!
In the middle.
Oh, no.
Austin Wayne Self and upside down is the 45 of Majeski.
Let's hope he gets back on his tires here.
That thing's square on the roof. What a shame.
Ty Majeski and his truck comes to a stop.
You just know with all that movement, bouncing back and forth, side to side, trying to side draft, one guy zigs, the other one zags, and you have a mess.
Damage. There's the 22 of Austin Wayne Self.
Austin, don't get stuck there. Back it up.
Wow.
All right, now try to turn it.
The rescue crews getting to Ty Majeski's vehicle.
At all.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof. Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest. Scoring. Unofficial. Between Hamlin and Blaney as far as who crossed the finish line first. Newman got turned, went up in the air as he
Tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
just lifting Newman's car up and over. And it comes to rest on its roof. Here is the second closest finish in Daytona 500 history. Denny Hamlin the winner in both of them. This time it is Ryan Blaney finishing second. Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around and the car goes to its roof, and here's the on-rushing Corey LaJoie picking it up and over.
Start here as Ryan C gets off to a good start, and now they're 4 wide going into 1.
That's it.
Oh, and around goes a 7, hard into the outside wall.
Buddy, hang on.
The
Hang
7
on.
on the apron. The 21 of Anthony Alfredo was into the wall hard. He's upside down, sliding through 1 and 2. Looks like the 18 back there of Riley Herbst also involved.
Goes to the apron. Next thing we know, we're 4 wide on the apron, Jeff.
Yeah, everybody's got to go. Everybody has tires trying to get track position, and Allgaier was just on the apron, entered the corner on the apron, and ended up getting up into the side of the 21.
Yeah, he ran out of, I mean, at some point, you have to make the corner. The corner has the banking. There were so many cars above him, he couldn't get up on the banking. It looked like he lost control. Take another look at it. Focus on that bright red or orange number 7 back here. That's kind of where the whole thing starts.
And normally you think you're going to get down here and you're going to slide up into the racetrack, but he just never had a chance to. Allgaier just kind of, I think, needed to give that spot up and get out of the throttle, but knowing there's a race win, if you can make it work, maybe ahead of you, just chose to stay in the gas.
And look at this car. It gets up on its side. It's sliding. You know, these cars have roof flaps that design them to stay on the ground when you see a high-speed rollover at, say, a restrictor plate track. But here, that wasn't really an aerodynamic thing. The cars aren't going at top speed on this restart. That's just the force of this car hitting that outside wall, throws it up into the air, and then, Jeff, as we saw, it slides to a stop on its roof.
Yeah, and there was another car involved in this, too, that got him up and upside down when he did hit the wall. Take another look. Here's the 18 of Riley Herbst. He gets into him.
Both of those young drivers are having good nights tonight.
And when you see a car gets upside down, Jeff, it takes me back to the technology we don't talk about so much. You know, from a 5-point to a 6-point to a 7-point seatbelt harness, all of those points that are added are down around your hips and legs for this reason, to keep a driver pulled straight down in the seat so they don't go up when a car gets upside down.
That's a big impact. I mean, obviously it's dramatic when he rolls over, but as you said, Steve, the impact is what rolled him over.
Busch go backwards because of that.
And he did. He went backwards because he chose the right. He's wrecking. Joey Logano.
Bumping over on Logano.
And Keselowski
is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on four wheels and not have a moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign.
Good sign. Look how it almost peeled that roof back.
Oh, heavy damage to Ricky Stenhouse, who had a fast car today.
We talk about how aggressive some of these guys get at the end of these stages.
So the stage ends under caution. Logano was called in on the radio saying he is okay. So
and look how they're all stacked up. They're all bumper to bumper to bumper.
Yeah, but look at the 11. He moves down to try to go on the bottom, gets turns him into the Joey Logano, and then, Jeff, we've all felt it. That silence. When that car goes over, it gets really, really quiet. Not a fun sound.
And you have no idea if that car is just going to start rolling and continuing to roll, or if it's going to settle down. Luckily, that's what it did.
You see the 11 get in Joey, and a huge push right here as he gets to the bumper of Blaney. That's when it starts accordion. And it looks like finally Denny had enough, was going to try to move to the bottom, and just got turned around, turned right into Joey Logano. And away he went.
I tell you what, Clint, and you see a little bit of damage to the tube. Brad Keselowski, as he gets a little contact there. This goes back to those conversations from Daytona. Those three Penske cars, and you can include the Wood brothers in that, they wanted to stay nose to tail to end this stage. They did not, because Joey could have very easily jumped out of the line there. He had the run. He had the momentum.
And I tell you, looking back on the 11 car at Denny right there, if he wouldn't have hit Joey Logano, he would have been wrecked and out of the race.
Huge shove. They are 2 and 3 wide behind him. Crossover, that's Austin Hill in the 21. Big crash, up and over. Caution is out. That's Myatt Snyder.
Looks like he's moving around, winning that down. That's a good sign. I believe Austin Hill's got this.
And the leader, Austin Hill. But keep this in mind. We freeze and here's what happened behind him.
That's just a bad scenario. Once you get turned around backwards, if he doesn't get hit in the front end, it probably doesn't get airborne. But it's just, you got that other car wedging underneath the front to get the lift there. But it's great to see, like Chad talked about, the safety innovations of these cars. You know, to see Myatt just walk right out, that's a great sign.
And I would be anxious to see how close it was at the time of caution, because look right here, it looks like the 16's out front. Whew, it had to be really close.
The caution wasn't out at that point when they left our screen, so he was clearly ahead by the time he left the bottom of your monitors on television. But unfortunately, Anthony Alfredo getting into the back of the 31 and creating that issue.
Wow. I mean, look at that car.
And look at the grass that's flying in front of him.
Where's the engine?
Oh,
wow.
The engine's gone. I mean, this kind of like a Michael Waltrip wreck that we saw at Bristol, where it's just, or the Jeffrey Bodine, right?
Kyle Larson front straightaway here at Daytona years ago.
Denny said he was just trying to learn for later.
Oh, no! Big crash on the back straightaway takes out William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton. Oh, crap.
Somebody was upside down. Who it was.
Lap 63. Caution number 3.
I would say it's that 21 car, it looks like, by looking at the roof.
Alex Bowman's in it. Somebody took a hard shot to the rear bumper that we saw on the onboard camera. Around it went. Ross Chastain involved. Now watch the 21 up high with Brad Keselowski behind.
He's flanked off that right-hand side.
Come off the corner, the car got light exactly like I was talking about. Man, it went over too. I was right. Dang it. A lot of good cars.
Denny Hamlin with a spin there, not sure how much damage. Kyle Busch, 24 of William Byron. They're both going to get swept up in this.
Oh.
Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell gets into Burton. And that's a long slide on the asphalt into the safer barrier, hard for Byron.
Half in front, tight out the back, tight in front, all the way, wrecking here, wrecking.
Oh, man.
Keep rolling if you can, just lock it down, let them come under you.
I don't think Denny's got, never mind. I almost said he didn't have it much damage, but he did.
Oh,
Suarez!
Briscoe got into the back of Suarez, and he gets pounded.
Dang it.
Oh, Buscher's upside down.
I think he hooked a drain.
And there's the window net released, and Chris Buescher is seen moving inside the car. The AMR safety team is right there to his aid. And Daniel Suarez climbs out. He had a great race going tonight.
You see Suarez come up, just wasn't clear. Caught the 14, gets sideways, and here comes the impact. Hard hit. You see him spinning. The more you look at that, the whole right front suspension was broke off. I think it rolled underneath the car, and that's what flipped the car. The upper A-frame was broke. The whole right front suspension dug in.
That was Todd Gilliland, tried to go high and just didn't have enough room.
See, that right front wheel dug underneath the car, and that's what dug in and caused it to start flipping. Violent crash.
Now let's ride along with Daniel.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, if you're Chris Buescher in that position, and we've seen a lot of cars slide through the infield, the last thing you think is going to happen is that you're going to flip. That was the last thing he thought was going to happen. But I'm with Clint. It almost appears that impact from Suarez
watch when it spins around right here. You see the right front. See it flip
right
over?
There.
Yeah.
Dug in.
Upper A-frame was broken. As soon as it rolled underneath the car, it dug in and sent that thing a flipping. Wow. What a ride. A lot of work went into the safety of these race cars. See him crawl out of that thing. Hats off to everybody involved in that.
Huge contact.
48 is involved. That's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now up and over goes the 27. So Jeff Burton sliding on top.
I just want to hit you. Right, just hold tight right here. This will take a minute here. You all good there? Yeah, man. Did all I could there.
It's Jeff Burton's radio. Upside down. Tell me about what it feels like to be a driver upside down in a race car.
I've never experienced, but this AMR team, they immediately get to the driver, start having communications, assessing what it is they need to do.
So you see right here the 26 off turn 4. Okay, gets very, very loose. Just really spins out. Loses control, probably had very little side force, too wide, sideways. Now it's white smoke. No one can see. The 48 of Stenhouse. The 27 sees it. He goes as far left as he can. He has a choice. Am I either going to hit the end of pit wall or stay on the racetrack? And he just launches off the 48 upside down. And then this long slide had to feel like forever. I'm not going to know what's better, sliding or tumbling. I'm going to say sliding if he's fine, but watch how close Jeb was to the end of this pit wall. He has a split decision, pit road or not. The yellow barrels are not a good option.
Yeah, he made the right decision not to try to turn left there at the last moment. Just a no-win situation for Jeb.
And the spotter coming on, asking him if he's okay, and also telling him no one's going to hit you. That would be the other thing that a driver would fear, is he's in such a vulnerable position.
So now the spin, look at all the smoke. So you want to say, all right, here's where I want to go, but you're just trying to miss him. And then it happens that quick. I mean, that decision has to be made in milliseconds.
Sam Mayer's never won in the Xfinity Series. There goes the one to the outside of his teammate.
Through the middle of the 21. Oh, my goodness.
Mayer is turned. He's upside down. The caution is out. And now the question becomes, who was leading at the time of caution? Oh, my goodness. Second straight year.
Sam Mayer back on his wheels. That's good.
We've had a spectacular crash on the back straightaway on the final lap.
Is it going to go? Is it timing lines or is it time of caution?
Final lap. Who's leading at the time of caution?
Okay.
And obviously we got the lights all around the speedway. We know we've got the flagman, but they will timestamp this and go to exactly when they hit the button that created the caution. So they'll analyze this from every angle.
A little bit of a late block and just kind of got swiped.
See, I haven't seen at this point. Oh, I didn't see the 20 down there, but he's below the yellow line.
He's below the yellow line. So
I didn't even see the 20.
It looks like right here, the 7 is there.
See, that's the 21 I was thinking. I wasn't even looking down here, though.
But
I can't see the lights.
The light was on there, but that's
it's Josh Berry.
Hey, wait a minute. If you're racing here, you should just go by Junior, and there's trouble again. 3 to go on the stage.
My goodness.
And a major hit for Dexter Stacy. Blaine Perkins with huge damage.
He hit the end of the wall, Joey.
Great when it kicks out like that. Oh, my.
Debris everywhere.
So we're going to see a spin from the middle, the 66. He's going to come down and hit the inside wall very, very hard.
And this is where the wall kicks out right there. And that shot doesn't do justice. And look at this car. Barrel rolling down the backstretch.
And that wasn't the half of it. By the way, Dexter Stacy has also climbed from his race car.
So this is Blaine Perkins. You see he's going to get hit. The car's going to catch the air, land right here on the roof, and here comes the barrel roll.
Right when you get sideways like that, it starts to bite, and then off it goes. And at this point, you hope when it's up in the air that it doesn't land on the roof.
Look at the parts and pieces just coming off that race car as it barrel rolls down the back straightaway.
It's at 6-7 times I think I saw that car go around.
Yeah, some big hits within the rolls, right? The revolutions at that speed usually isn't bad. It's the impacts when you come down back onto the racetrack. Those are the ones that hurt. He just gets tagged in the right rear, sends him up like that. And this hit. Oh!
You see the safer barrier move, Joey. Thank goodness there was something to give there. But the wall comes out on a little angle there to allow the safety crews to get out on the track. And that angle is not forgiving. As you can see, parts flying off of Blaine Perkins' cars, tires, exhaust.
And that car disintegrated while it was rolling over.
A big push coming now for Harvick. And around goes a couple cars. Preece upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass. Ryan Preece upside down in the infield. Caution has come out. He's on his wheels. There was fire off the left side of the car. Take another look at how this happened.
Going down the back straightaway, he makes a move or gets help from behind, and the car goes into the infield. Air, it just lifts right up off the ground. Violent wreck. It's a push from the 43 car, and it's airborne. I mean, I thought that maybe it hit, the road course or some curbing or something on the road course. The kink lifted that car, but it was just traveling so fast
It happened right when it got in the grass. As soon as it got in the grass, that's when it started to lift. And then this is just violent. I mean, look at this car. That is just amazing that something that weighs over 3,500 pounds can get in the air like that.
It looks like a toy car flying through the air. But as you mentioned, Jeff, 3,500 pounds. Such a violent accident for Ryan Preece. Thankfully lands on the wheels and then was able to climb out of that race car and will get checked out in the infield care center.
Look how fast. As soon as that contact happens, he just hangs a left.
And you said it, Jeff. As soon as the car touches the grass, something about that gap or the air or something changes, and up in the air it goes right away.
That is so scary.
Remember, these cars are traveling at over 190 miles an hour.
We've seen barrel rolls, but when it climbs into the air, I mean, even right there, multiple flips.
10.
Every
10
time
flips.
it leaves the ground.
All the dirt and everything that gets inside that car. It's just wild how fast that car was sideways and in position to get airborne.
Terrifying.
This was common, though. I mean, years ago, 15, 20 years ago, these were the type of wrecks we expected to see at Daytona and Talladega. And NASCAR has changed a lot of things about these cars to try to keep them on the ground. And for the most part, unless the cars find themselves in these odd situations, it works. That right there looked exactly like what we would see in 1985, in 1990, 1995, the way this car went up in the air and barrel rolled down the back straightaway.